Hey, it's Coach Carol, and I'm coming to you today to give you hope, to help you be your best self and to come out on the other side of this quarantine, not as like a crash and burn case, but as a quarantine queen, where you can survive this and thrive this time and come out even better on the other side. Now, I get it. There's a lot going on. People are overwhelmed with homeschooling and working from home for the first time and having husbands home and spending more time together than perhaps you're used to, or having all the kids home and squabbling and just lots of different things happening, right? And illness and people dying and can't get together with family members, can't get together, the holidays that right now for Easter or Passover, things like that are not happening for people, or happening in different ways, right? Or getting to worship services, having to do that on television in different ways, right? It's hard. I get it. It's stressful. And there are blessings hidden in there, particularly when we believe that God is always with us, no matter what. Even at right now, like, it's okay if you're angry at God and you're wondering what the heck is going on here. Why don't you just stop all this thing, right? What I know is that scripture tells us how God is always with us. So in 2 Corinthians, he talks about how, our inner heart is always being renewed and that we're not to lose heart. And in fact, the things that we see, the things that are material, they're earthly, right? They are not going to last forever. But the things that are unseen will last forever. They are eternal. So who we become and how we are in all of this will matter. If we choose to love one another, to forgive one another, to come together as family, to help one another as neighbors, to reach out, maybe to that the elderly people around you, to maybe to drop off a meal or to pick something up for them, or even in the family to be pitching in and pausing, right? Giving each other grace, so that giving yourself grace, so that if you can't get everything done and if you pause and say, gosh, how am I feeling? What do I need? I am stressed right now. I cannot handle the kids in the other room doing their homework. They're fighting. I got all this workbook to do. I'm going to go nuts, right? What if you give yourself grace? Go take a nap. Go lay down for 10 minutes. If you ask yourself, what do you need? Do you need to pause? I'm French using my hands, sorry. But to go and pause and give yourself grace. And oftentimes when I do that, I can get back into the game afterwards and feel better. And even to say to your husband or a friend, to let them know that you're struggling. Don't do this alone. Don't try to bury it. Don't try to do it all yourself. But to be able to say, I need help. I need to pick your brain. The kids are not getting their schoolwork done, or, I'm really worried about XYZ, and ask, how can I do this better? How can you help me? What could I do differently? And get input, and then receive that input. Let it in, right? I know I often sometimes would just push things away thinking that I had to have all the answers. Well, that's not true. It's not true at all. The martyr syndrome does not work. Reaching out and accepting help from other people is super important. Letting your husband in and letting him help you and letting him contribute. And also, I know I used to get really resentful because he wouldn't do the dishes, wouldn't do the laundry, wouldn't do, right? And I would be so angry. I'd be focusing on everything that he wasn't doing. I started focusing on gratitude and looking for good things and expressing that to him. And when I started giving him positive things, gratitude, rather than the complaints all the time, right? Things started to spiral up. He started to feel like that taking out the trash and that I would notice that and that I made me happy. He really did want to make me happy. So when we choose to believe that our man does want to make us happy, rather than thinking, oh my gosh, he just never does anything and just angry, resentful, that never worked for me. That got me actually headed for divorce. So I would highly encourage trying something different, right? I'd love to have you join my Happy Wife community on Facebook, where I share tips, and I'm doing a whole Rejuvenate You course next week, April 13th week, all right? So to focus on gratitude and what is he doing well. And then even that if you know that you need help with laundry right now, for instance, right? Or if oftentimes like I do say, right? Gosh, if I'm cooking, I'd love help with cleanup. Somebody else will do the dishes. And oftentimes he does the dishes. Not always on my timetable. They don't always get done at night before bedtime, which is I like to have my kitchen clean before I go to bed. But if I can relinquish control of that, he'll do it in the morning. He likes to do dishes in the morning because he's tired at night and he wants to do his self-care and put his feet up and watch TV. I get to respect that. Or not. When I do, the house is peaceful and things get along well. For years, I was not respectful of that, and I'd get upset that he was on the couch and I wanted the dishes done now, and I'd, be banging around in the kitchen. That isn't who I wanted to be. And so now I share that with you. That was a mistake I made. So I ask you, how do you want to show up through all this? Do you want to come out better on the other side? Do you want to have your marriage stronger? Could this be a time when you divorce-proof your marriage? It's possible that you could come out more in love through all this time. Forget about the dishes. Go watch TV with him. I went in last night and just laid on the couch with him and wanted to snuggle up. Why not, right? The dishes got done this morning. It's okay. You get to choose. The woman is the relationship keeper, that you get to have, the intimacy or the control. You can't have both. Which do you want? How do you want to come out of this stronger, right? It is totally possible. And again, in that Happy Wife Facebook community, I share so many tips and daily themes on encouraging you to be your best self and to bring about the best in your marriage. Now, lots of things, right? Even receiving his help. Because he may not put the dishes away or he may not do what you want to, the way you want it done. Like folding towels. Not everybody folds towels or puts them away the way I want them done, right? Want it done. But do I want the control or do I want the help? So I invite you to receive whatever help you get. If the kids fold towels, they're not always square. So what? They're going to get unfolded. It doesn't matter. What matters is I got a little bit of help and maybe I got to go sit down or go have some quiet time or go journal or go crank up a YouTube video and listen to some music, right? Or exercise and watch a video to exercise or dance around the house, right? There's ways to make this time an opportunity to grow personally, to grow as a woman. So I ask you, who do you want to be at the end of this? Who do you want to be? If you are exhausted, come join my Resurrect You program in the Happy Wife community. I'll post the link down below where I'll be giving away prizes and we'll be having fun. It is not meant to be like a burden where you have a ton of things to do and it's like one more thing, right? That's going to stress you out. No. It is going to help you be mindful of the need to take care of yourself and to do it in a fun way. And you'll get to meet lots of other women in that Facebook community who are like-minded, and they're an inspiring bunch. They're a great bunch of ladies. So I invite you to say yes to yourself. It is a free program. Just come and join that Facebook group. It's all happening in there. The link's down below. I invite you to subscribe to this channel right down there. Click the button, hit the bell, then you'll be notified of when I do other videos. And really, I'm standing for you. I'm standing for you to be your best self, to not just survive this, but to thrive in all of this, and for your families to come together as a time of healing and as of hope for all of you. I have enough faith and hope for every single one who's watching this video. All right? So why do I have that hanging there? Because I can go to fear as well. When I focus on the scary things, if I watch too much of that news, oh my goodness, right? The fear is crazy. I give you permission to turn the news off. You don't have to watch all that. Instead, what do you want to watch? What do you want to do? For me, I've been purging. I've been getting rid of stuff, donating things. I've donated 2 desks out of here to kids who didn't have desks to be homeschooling. I'm donating I tons of clothes that we've pulled out, kitchen stuff, you name it. I am filling boxes of stuff that I can give to other people. And so I invite you to think about, who can you make a difference for? Who could you reach out to? Who can you say hi to? Lots of people who are really stressed right now. I have one friend who shared that she has had one family, a friend who already died of COVID, and another who committed suicide. And this was a woman who, she said, was vibrant, was a giver, who was highly successful, and yet she committed suicide. We don't want that to happen to anyone. We want you to know that you are not alone, that you are loved, that it matters. She didn't realize how many people she's left behind that are completely broken by the loss of her in their lives. So if you're feeling desperate, please reach out. Call someone, call a friend. Do not do something crazy. I beg you, all right? Turn to God, get on your knees, beg for help, and know that there's hope. I have another friend who put out a challenge for people to contact 3 people and just say, hey, I care about you. And you know what? One of those women replied to her and said, thank you so much for reaching out. I was feeling so hopeless that I was considering suicide. It's nuts. And it was because she reached out that a life was saved. We want you to make a difference. We don't want a rise of divorce, a rise of alcoholism or drugs. We know that there's lots of stress with lost jobs and worry. I know we were so broke 10 years ago. We had so much debt. I can remember feeling that way. I do. That was about the time when I ran away for that weekend, right? Like I just couldn't handle it. But I had my faith, and that faith, God pulled me through. And he eventually brought me to a program where I learned the 6 intimacy skills that have given me strength to grow as a woman, to make a difference now for you, but so that I could be my best self, so that I started to learn that I needed to take care of myself. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know about self-care at all. Now it's all the rage, right? Because people are realizing if you don't do self-care, man, you're going to crash and burn. You got to do self-care, lady. It's important. Just as important as feeding kiddos in the other room. It's important that you feed your soul and you take care of yourself. Because if mama burns, the whole house burns. We don't want that. We want people to thrive. That's what I'm standing for. I'm standing for families, standing for an end of world divorce. I'm standing for empowering women to be their best selves. And I need you to be there with me. I need women who are equally committed. And I need you in that happy wife community, because we want to grow that so that women know that there's a safe place to come and be, and that you'll be with women who are equally committed to your marriage, to you, to your happiness and your joy. You deserve all that. So like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your takeaway is. Reach out. I'm always here. And I do group coaching as well as private coaching and workshops that are very affordable, and free talks like the Resurrect You program that's going to be happening in the Happy Wife community next week. It's all free. Just come and be filled up. I want you to be filled up to thrive. Okay? Standing for you. Take good care, and we'll talk soon.